Miss Vera. Miss Vera. Mr. Cluck Cluck.
Welcome to the Lovestead.
And Meryl Cheap. Hello, BookTube. Welcome back to Lady Lovestead Reads. My name is Jessica, and today I'm sharing with you my Serious About Series list for 2022, also known as the SAS list. This reading challenge was originally created by Elizabeth at Lizzie Faye Reads. I'll leave all of her information in the description box down below. She created this with the goal of helping people get through their book series that they're reading. And she set some specific parameters and guidelines for how to set up your SAS list. But she also said that you could modify it to meet your own reading needs and goals. So my list is modified, and I do want to say that some of these are series I've never read before, so if I read the first book and I don't like it, I reserve the right to scratch it from the list. I also reserve the right to stop reading any of these series at any point if I end up not liking them, so there's that. But there's quite a few books on this list, so let's get into the categories. The first category is middle grade. There are 3 middle grade series that I would like to read this year. The first is The Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis. This is a middle grade fantasy about some children who find a portal in one of their wardrobes that takes them to a whole other world. And I think most people know of this series. It is a classic. I've never read it, not any of it, but it sounds like something I would love. The books are fairly short, so I think I can get through this one this year. The second middle grade series I'd like to read is The Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum. This is also a middle grade fantasy. It's also a classic and another one that I feel like most people know what it is and what it's about. It's about Dorothy. She gets taken up in a tornado and lands in a whole nother world. So there are quite a few books in that series. I didn't realize it was such a long series, so I'm really interested to see where the story goes in the books and see how different or similar it is to the movie. The movie, The Wizard of Oz, is my favorite movie of all time, so definitely need to read these books. The third series I'd like to read is called Green Glass House, and it's a trilogy by Kate Milford. And I've heard a lot of people who love middle grade talk about this series and say wonderful things about it. It's about a hotel, and I love middle grade set in hotels. So that's all I really know about it. And it's only 3 books, so I'm gonna give it a try. There are other middle grade series that I want to continue reading, that I want to pick up, that I want to try, but these are the 3 that I firmly want to get through. And that's kind of the case for all the categories. Like, I'm sure that I will pick up books in other series and I will try different series and I'll continue different series throughout the year, but the ones on my SAS list are the ones that I am prioritizing basically. The next category is mystery thriller. First, I want to finish my reread of the Rizzoli and Isles series by Tess Gerritsen. I'm rereading all of them because she comes out with the next installment in this series this year. It's my favorite mystery thriller series of all time, and I think I'm up to book 8, and I just really want to get back through that reread. Rizzoli and Isles is about Rizzoli, who is a cop, and Isles, who is a forensic pathologist. They're both women, and they form a friendship and they solve murders, and it's really good. The next is a cozy mystery series. It's the Coffee House Mysteries by Cleo Coyle. This is a mystery set in New York City in a coffee house, and I absolutely love this series. I've read the first 2 books. There's 19 books in the series, so I have a lot to read this year, but I'm really looking forward to it. I love the setting, I love the characters. Cleo Coyle's writing is excellent. The mysteries are so fun and interesting, and so I don't know that I'll get through all 19, but I'm gonna give it a good college try, as they say. And then the last mystery or thriller that I want to read is the Writer's Apprentice series. It's also a cozy mystery series, and this is by Julia Buckley. I've read the first book in this series and absolutely loved it. It's about a woman who ghostwrites for her favorite writer, and she actually goes and lives with her favorite writer, in this small town in Indiana, and they solve they solve murder mysteries together. That wasn't their intention, but they kind of fall into it. And the writing in this is so lovely, and it has kind of these gothic vibes. And so that is another one I want to finish. Now, mystery thrillers are like one of my favorite genres, so I'm probably going to read a whole lot more than just those three. But those are the three that I would like to finish and prioritize in 2022. The next category is romance, adult romance. Who knew I'd end up being a fan of romance? But I'm going to stop saying that because I think that in my head I'm still battling some inner literary snobbery. And it's okay to love romance. I like certain kinds of romance. There we go. The first romance that I want to read the series is The Brown Sisters. I've read the first in the Brown Sisters trilogy, and this is by Talia Hibbert. I really, really liked it. And since it's a trilogy, I can probably get through the next two pretty easily. This is basically about a family of sisters. There's a lot of like disability representation, and each sister has a slightly different story. It is a contemporary romance, and yeah, the first book in the series became one of my favorite books of all time. So I need to read the rest of them. The next is The Kiss Quotient by Helen Huang, and this is also a trilogy. This also has disability representation and centers around some central characters. I really love the first book, which was the Kiss Quotient, and again, it's a trilogy, so I can probably get through it this year. Next, I would like to read the rest of the Devil's Night series by Penelope Douglas. This is a dark romance, and it centers around a group of high school friends who, I mean, they're shady characters. They're real shady. And I don't really know what more to say about it because I don't want to spoil anything for you if you end up reading this. I read the first book in 2020 and I really enjoyed it, so I'm going to try reading the rest of them. They're big books though, like they're really big. So I don't know how many I'll be able to actually get through this year, but I'm going to try. And then the last series is the Brutal Birthright series by Sophie Lark. This is a mafia romance series, and I love mafia romance, so we're going to give that one a go. The last category is adult fantasy. First, I would like to finish reading the Mercy Thompson series by Patricia Briggs. I have been reading this series for years, and I continue to say, oh, I'm going to get caught up on it this year. I'm going to get caught up on it this year. And every year I don't. So we'll see if I actually do this year. But the Mercy Thompson series is an urban fantasy series about Mercy, who is a shapeshifter. She's married to a local werewolf. There are vampires. There are fae. I love it. Next, I would like to read the Mistborn trilogy by Brandon Sanderson. My friend Francois absolutely loves this series, and I am reading the first one since he recommended it to me in my anniversary video, which I'll link you to up here. And so if I like it, I will definitely continue on and finish it since it is a trilogy. Trilogies just feel more doable. They feel more realistic to tackle than a whole series, so added that to my list. Next is the Jade City series. I think it's called the Greenbone Saga by Fonda Lee. And what I know about this one is that it's like a fantasy mafia story. I love mafia stories, so there we go. Next, I'd like to read The King of Scars duology by Leigh Bardugo. I'm actually buddy reading this with my friend Johara. We have been buddy reading the entire Grishaverse together, so we're going to finish it up with King of Scars and Rule of Wolves here in 2022. Next, I would like to read the Sookie Stackhouse series by Charlaine Harris. This is the series that is the True Blood series. The television series True Blood is based on the Sookie Stackhouse series, is what I'm trying to say. And my friend Amy at BookTube with Amy and Ange at Ange's Book Chatter are doing a year-long read-along of this series, so I'm going to join them. And I'm actually reading the first book right now and enjoying it. And then the last series I'd like to get through is The Vampire Academy. And I think this is actually a YA, not an adult fantasy, but it is about an academy for vampires. I've read the first two in this and I really liked it, and I wanted to continue reading it. I don't remember why I didn't. I think it was an issue of like my library didn't have it and then it was on hold and then that kind of thing. So my library does now have the whole series, so I'm going to try to read it. It's been long enough that I'm probably going to have to reread the first two, but that is okay. So those are the series that I would like to read. When I tallied it up, it is 16 series and 90 books. I might have set myself up for failure there. But, you know, it's all for fun. I'm going to make my way through as many of these as I can and see how it goes. That's it for today's video. Let me know down below if you've read any of these series, if you love them. Do you have a serious about series video posted? If you have, let me know down below so that I can go watch it. And if you just want to let me know that you're here, go ahead and leave a snowflake emoji. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Hit subscribe if you are enjoying my content. And until next time, make sure that you continue to read good books, drink good coffee, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye!